Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome today to today's presentation on how to soar with eagles in this season. I hope everybody can see my screen. Uh, my screen should be available to you. Let me ensure that it says resume share. Okay, good. I'm sure you can all see the screen now. Um, so very quickly today, I like to share about soaring with eagles in stormy seasons. And what I like to be able to quickly share today are very key lessons that we can all implement and we can all apply to ensure that in this season we can soar. Stormy seasons are seasons where everybody else is in hiding, everybody else is ducking. Stormy seasons are seasons where everybody else is uncertain. But guess what is the season where eagles soar? I want to basically just look at the life of the eagle, learn a few basic principles and lessons today, and be able to join the eagles in soaring. Today is going to be a short presentation. We're going to get quickly to the heart of it. As you can see, there's this business wisdom to thrive post COVID-19. What is happening today is happening around the world. Everybody is hit. It is some kind of leveler. We don't really know which nation is advanced and which is not advanced currently based on the way this is hitting the entire world. So we're talking about soaring with eagles in stormy seasons. I want to examine a few key things that will be helpful to all of us as well. In my normal style, I like to start my conversations with a story. So today I'll say story. And today I like to share a story about something that happened long time ago in the animal kingdom. I'd like you to follow the story because stories are about lessons, they're about learnings, they're about opportunities to take from that stories and to learn something unique and something exciting. So it so happened at this time a long time ago that a particular farmer went farming and he went to the top of the mountain to farm. And while he was farming, he saw an egg somewhere in the crevices of the rock on the mountain top. And when he saw this egg, he said to himself, "Wow, what is this egg doing here? Uh, Let me take this egg home. Thankfully, I have some chicken. Maybe my chicken will hibernate on this egg, and then we'll discover how this egg can be useful. We can find out a way to ensure that this egg becomes a chick, and my chicken will take care of it." So this man decided to get this egg and brought it home. And then he brought it home to the chicken and gave the eggs to the chicken to hibernate on. And while the chicken hibernated on the eggs, something very interesting happened. When it was time to hatch, all the other eggs hatched as chicks, and this other egg also hatched, and it looked like a chick, but it looked like an ugly chick. And for many years, this particular bird will follow all the other chicken, but it will look strange. While they were looking yellow and lovely, it was looking black and ugly. While their beaks were, just lovely to look at, and very cute and comely, his own beak was curved and ugly. While their heads had just two little bits of strands of hair and they looked fanciful and exciting, it looked with gray hair, it looked funky and ugly. But essentially, this little eagle found itself in the company of chicken and grew up amongst them, learned their stock in trade, walked around with them, ate what they ate, feasted where they feasted, basically lived the same kind of life that they lived. And all through his life, he always wondered, is this who I am? Is this all I'm about? But he didn't have any reason to doubt. He just felt, maybe I'm an ugly chicken. you know, maybe I'm an ugly chicken. Maybe something is not okay with me. Maybe, I'm not all right. He just felt maybe something was wrong. And he lived with the chicken all through his life until one day. And usually in every story, there's one day. And until one day, something interesting happened. And on that one day, what happened was there was a storm, so some strange winds began to blow. Some strange noises were heard. Everything was scary. And there was news. And the news that was going on was everybody should go into hiding. The storm was going to happen. All the chicken were calling onto themselves, run, 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 the storm is coming. Run for safety, hide your head, be in the barn, eat some worms, load up for the days ahead because it's not looking funny. And of course, this eagle was doing exactly what every other chicken was doing because of what was going on and the instructions that he had as an eagle. And while he was rushing to join the other chicken to hide in the barn, he suddenly looked up. And as he looked up, he saw another bird. And this bird was gliding in the beauty of the storms. This bird was flying, was having a phenomenal time. This bird was just cruising in the skies. And he looked up and said, wow, I like that. And he called to one chicken beside him and said, hey, little chicken, what's going on there? What's that? And the chicken said, wow, that's an eagle. That's the king of the birds. I've never seen one so close before. And the other bird asked, the eagle asked the chicken, can I fly like that? And he answered and said, yeah, right. Don't be an idiot. Better go and hide in the pen. We're all hiding. That's where our destiny is. That's where we should be hiding. So let's just join me and let us hide together. And he wondered really, so let's hide. And the eagle felt, okay, maybe I need to hide. And so he joined them in the pen and he hid himself. Now, of course, you and I understand that this particular bird wasn't a chicken, it was actually an eagle. But this is an eagle that didn't know that it was an eagle. And there's something very interesting that eagles do. And what eagles do is that in times like of storm, where everybody else is worried, where everybody else is trying to find what do I do and how do I do it, typically you find the eagle soaring above the storms. The eagle does exactly what the pilot does. When the pilot enters into some turbulence, the pilot realizes what to do in this time is rise above the clouds, get a very vantage position, and soar where there's no bumpy, where there's nothing challenging your free ride, and stay in that space. So the eagle has realized that when the storms is blowing, is also blowing with winds, and these winds can carry you on to phenomenal heights if you will allow these wings to carry you that way. So the eagles have learned how to maximize the storms, how to ensure that the storms don't run them down, but the storm actually carry them up. And that's something we want to learn today and ask ourselves, how can we be as the eagles and how can we maximize this kind of down times? Okay. And there are a few lessons we can learn from this little eagle in the story I just shared with you. I'm sure you can come up with a number of other stories, but these are a few very interesting things I can see from this eagle. Number one, you are not different. You're not just different. Something is different about you. Okay. So if you're looking at yourself and you feel maybe I'm different, maybe I'm not liking what everybody is liking, maybe my brain is going a different way with the crowd. It's not just that you're different. There's something different about you. What makes you different is that there's something different about you. This particular eagle did not know for many years that they were different. Did not know for many years that there was something exceptional and extraordinary about them. They lived a normal eagle life, chicken life, because they didn't know any differently. But guess what? There's something different about you. And the quicker you recognize that there's something different about you, the better for you to be able to identify and enhance the skills you need to enhance to be the best that you can be. Okay. Many people complain about change. Many people don't like change. Many people don't want change. But guess what? You are different because there's something different about you. Change is our opportunity to discover something that has always been there that we never paid attention to. So whenever things are changing around you, pay attention. There's something that you've had as a skill set that has never been seen before, that has never been priority before, that will now become priority because the world will now demand for what you have. So, for example, there are a lot of people struggling with, being online, working online, doing things online. And guess what? It's going to create a new wave of businesses. It's going to create a new wave of access. So people are getting comfortable. If this lasts for longer than we all expect, schools will begin to realize that, you know what, we can do the schooling thing online. Even if they don't do school online fully, we can do a lot of support systems online to ensure that even people that are not in school can be in school. So we can leverage on the internet to ensure that there's extension possibility for school, so that even after normal school hours, a lot of things can still be done. Of course, many people are on Khan Academy already. Many people are learning from the internet. But guess what? There's an opportunity opening, and it's those schools that are able to add this additional edge that will become superstars. Churches. Many churches are used to having offline meetings, offline gatherings. But guess what? In this time around is where a few people also will discover that, guess what, if I'm able to organize my services online, I probably have an advantage over somebody who can just gather the crowd but doesn't know how to use technology to ensure they can communicate their message. Every business at this time will be thinking of how can we be more efficient, how can we be effective. Change allows you to discover what was there that wasn't there before. Somebody bossed me today and said, I just discovered some skills that I had before that I've been laminating. Guess what? That's what change does to you. Change makes you become aware of what has always been there that you're not paying attention to. Number 3, storms reveal the difference between otherwise similar birds. Okay, that the chicken and the eagle looked alike. This chicken and this eagle didn't find any difference to themselves until the storm came, and where everybody had the normal instinct to run away and hide, this baby eagle, now an eagle, baby eaglet, now an eagle, basically realized that there was something within it that was stirring it to go higher, that was stirring it to do more, that was stirring it to do something that everybody else wasn't doing. Storms reveal your difference. Number 4, the appetite and desire that you have is an indicator of your possibilities. I tell people, if you put 20 children in primary 1 and you ask them, what do you want to be? One of them will say, I want to be a teacher. And that one will say, I want to be a president. One will say, I want to be a policeman. One will say, I want to do fire service. How did they have an idea of not picking all the same thing, even as small as primary 1? I'll tell you very simply, because your appetite is an indicator of what was already factored into place when you were being organized and made. Okay, that how you and I find out who we are is based on an indicator. That indicator is our appetite, is what we desire. So somebody desires to be a leader right from when they were young. It's an indication that this person is going to be a leader. This person will have, the opportunity to serve in this way. So essentially, we become what we already indicate from our appetites that is possible for us. So watch your appetites, watch the things that you are drawn to, watch the things that you like, watch the things that make sense to you, because these things that make sense to you, these things that look like, wow, I like to be involved in this, is an indicator, is an interesting indicator of your possibilities. It's an interesting indicator of your potentials. Okay. Number 5, you are not what they have always told you. You can change. So this baby eagle had been told all its life that you are a chicken, you're just an ugly chicken, ugly duckling, you can't move further, you can do the same things with us. But guess what? You're not what you've been told. And I don't know what they've told you. I don't know what they've told you. They've told you that you won't go far. They've told you that you don't have skills. Maybe school has told you that you're a third class student or a 2-2 student. Maybe your employer has told you that you can't amount to much. Maybe different things in life has told you different things. Some people's parents have told them, I don't even understand what kind of person you are. You're just so lazy. I don't know what they've told you. I don't know what they've thrown at you, but you're not what you've been told. You can find an inner gauge from within your heart to help you realize that there's more to you than meets the eye. You can do a lot more than is already within the range of what everybody around you is doing. You can strive for greater heights. You're not what you've always been told. And number 6, it is all right to be a chicken if that's who you are. So what I'm telling you to do today is say, you know what, if you're an eagle, be an eagle. If you're a chicken, you can stay a chicken. There's comfort in being a chicken because every aspect of society offers value to society as well. So even if all that you are is a chicken, you need to respect it, love it, and stay within the confines of it. After all, nobody serves eagles in tasty fried chicken or serves eagles in Kentucky fried chicken. Okay? If you're a chicken, there's value you can have, there's value you have to offer, say that value as well. And then, of course, just the mere fact that you are an eagle doesn't mean that you will just fly. So this particular eagle was challenged internally to fly, saw an eagle in the sky flying and felt the urge to fly. But you know what? The eagles go to school to learn how to fly. So the fact that you're an eagle doesn't mean you just fly. It means you still need to get yourself to the places where the lessons are taught, where the skill sets are taught on how you can learn how to fly. Okay, you want to find and ensure that you are in close proximity to the places where learning to fly is being taught. And I think that's why you are in this class today. For example, you are in this class because something within you resonates with being here. Something within you already shows that you have what it takes to fly, and you are curious. There's an appetite in your heart that is indicating that this is possible for you. There's a desire in your heart for more than where you are. And because of that desire and a desire for more than where you are, you suddenly already realize that, guess what? Why can't I fly? Why don't I make myself available to the spaces where I can be like an eagle as well? So today we're going to be learning lessons from the eagle. We're going to be looking at key lessons and asking ourselves, what are the things that the eagle does? How can we implement this in our journeys and make our lives exciting? And this is very simple and straightforward. This is basically just learning from the school of nature. I tell people God wrote two books. One he wrote in nature, and then the other one he documented in books that people can access him through. And today we want to talk about that beautiful idea of how you can learn from nature, how you can take the eagle who soars in storms, who flies above the clouds, and say, what exactly can the eagle teach us that can ensure that we can live lives that are, that keep on soaring in the midst of storms. So I'm going to share very few, 7 quick lessons today, and then I will talk a little bit about our sponsors for this meeting and how you can also be a part of our community. Our community is a learning community. We want to learn, we want to share, we want everybody to grow, we want everybody to learn, and every day we come up with different training elements that will help people grow. These are things that people should pay for, but we say, let's give the value, let's offer it on the platform of our community. And if you're part of our community, you can learn beautiful things and your life can be transformed. So today we're going to say about 7 lessons we can learn from this eagle and see how things can progress from there. So the very first lesson I'd like to underscore today says, about the eagle, they fly in inspiring company. Okay, there's something very interesting about eagles. The eagles either fly alone or they look for their type to fly with. Okay, there's this proverb in my language that says, if a sheep walks with dogs, it will eat shit. Okay, and that's literal. But if you begin to flock around people who are going nowhere, then you also ultimately end up nowhere as well. You are only as good as the company you keep. And eagles realize that they need inspiration, they need excitement, they need other people calling them. What the eagle that was in the sky was doing to the one on the ground was basically saying, come up, let's fly together. Let's do this together. Okay, that's what the little eagle was saying. It was saying, let's fly together, let's do this together. This is amazing. So they fly in inspiring company. And if you look at the pictures here are pictures of people in our community in some of the events that we do together. They're flying together, they're playing together, they're laughing together, they're dancing together. This is how we roll. Okay, we want to be eagles, we want to fly in storm. We're not relying on only the little information we have. We are relying on the fact that we have a community, we have people who can body up with. It's not only about the business we are doing together. No, it's about sharing life together, sharing opportunities together, sharing good times together, sharing bad times together, being able to console one another, be there for one another. I think that fine things that also happens with eagles as well. So I'm going to encourage you today, do an inventory of yourself and ask yourself, am I alone? And if you are alone, ladies and gentlemen, you want to be found in good company. You want to ensure that there are people around you who can support you. There are 3 kinds of people you should have around you. You should have mentors above you. Okay, you should have colleagues at par with you, and you should have proteges that you are also looking at and trying to celebrate. Okay, I'd like us to do a little pause very quickly and just clap our hands. We just crossed 100 today. So if you are there, we are 100 in this particular room now, and I think that's a very good milestone for what we want to do with our community. So you can on the chat messenger, you can just say great or say yes or something exciting to celebrate this moment, to say, yeah, we crossed 100. That's fantastic. So fly in great company means a lot of people want to fly in great company as well. They want to be like eagles. They want to do amazing things. And I think that's beautiful as well. Okay, good. I can see all our fantastic. I can see all our good. I can see people are even throwing in some emoticons. That's beautiful as well. So eagles fly in inspiring company. So I think one of the things we enjoy from this possibility is the possibility of flying in inspiring company. Second thing is eagles are extremely visionary and focused. Okay, they are visionary and they have focus. If you look at the way this eagle is staring you eyeball to eyeball at this moment, for example, you realize one of the key things you find with eagles is vision. So the eagles are able to see a far distance. Eagles can see a long way ahead. And in seeing a long way ahead, they're able to say, you know what, I want to catch that prey. And they don't look at prey that are just, that are just close by them. They look at prey that is far off into the distance. And what does that mean? It means you and I need to have long-term vision. You and I need to plan not just for 1 month, not just for 1 year, but we need to see 5 years ahead. We need to see 20 years ahead. I tell people, how will you set your goals if you knew that life has an uncanny way of steering you in the direction of your goals, of your documented goals? Personally, I've seen amazing things happen in my life by just making a statement that I don't even know how I'm going to achieve, of where I want to be in 5 years, documenting it, and planning my life around how will I do this, how will I live this, get to this place in 5 years, I have found my life inadvertently move in very interesting directions just because I set it as my goal. Okay, so I want to encourage you. If you have a goal and you say, you know what, I want to achieve this in X number of years, that goal, has the capacity to steer you in the right directions. The fact that you have a benchmark that you want to reach is a sufficient reason to even achieve it. Okay, so I want to encourage someone here today. Vision is critical, and then focus. Many people are, desultory. We move around from place to place, a little here, a little there. We don't have focus, no focus to our lives. I want to encourage you, have focus. That the moment I set my goal and I have it clear, 5 years from now, I want to be. 5 years from now, I want to get here. 5 years from now, I want to get into something amazing and exciting. Then when I set that goal of where I want to be, then I need to focus on it. Eagles focus. You and I need to focus as well if you're going to achieve phenomenal things. So number 2, vision and focus. Number 3, eagles don't eat stale food. They eat live and they eat fresh. They catch their prey alive and they eat their prey alive. They eat their prey, they kill their prey, they eat fresh meat. They don't like hyenas running after what has been killed or scouting around for what is not moving. They go for what is moving. And I want to encourage you as well, in your mind, in your body, even in your spirit, you want to go for fresh things. In your mind, go for fresh news. Go, update your mind, update your intelligence, update your understanding. Go for trainings, go for read books, go for personal development, listen to audios. Ensure that you're on a channel that consistently ensures that you are learning and you are growing. Okay, this is very, very important. Always ensure that you are in spaces where you are learning, you are growing, you are expanding. Don't be in a stale place. From your mind, from the point of your mind, eat fresh. Okay, for your body as well, eat fresh, eat healthy, eat live. Be like the eagle. Go for things that will increase your strength, increase your health, allow you to grow. Okay, you can help me encourage people. If they are not hearing correctly, the audio problem is from their side. If they are not hearing at all, they need to join with their audio. Help me encourage them in the chat boxes so that they can join with their audio and then they can listen and hear. Okay, everything here, I have it on a check. So I'm hearing another device helping me to realize that this is being heard and heard clearly. So like the eagle, eat live, eat fresh, eat healthy. Don't feed your mind with fake news. Don't feed yourself with wrong information. Develop yourself. Every morning, I read my Bible. I'm developing my spirit. Every morning, I get to read a book, developing my mind. Every morning, I try to listen to a podcast, something on business, developing myself in that direction of my life. Eagles don't eat stale food. They eat fresh. Eat fresh as well. That's number 3. Number 4, embrace challenges. Okay, throw your arms wide and embrace challenges. Okay, embrace challenges. I once had an opportunity to do some days with a new friend I met in the US. I went to Harvard for a course, and while I went for this course, I decided to do what do we call it now? This Uber for hotels, for accommodation. I think it's called what do we call it now? Somebody borrow me the name. This service that allows you to just go book an apartment or book somewhere, that somebody wants to share their home or share their space. Airbnb. Thank you very much. So I got into this Airbnb with a friend in Harvard. Thank you. Somebody I just met in Harvard, and he happened to be a German, a Dutch guy who is married to an African lady who actually does sea surfing, and he fights jiu-jitsu. So I decided to learn some jiu-jitsu from him. I spent about 4 days in his house, but I was long enough to have some preliminary lessons and get an idea of the psychology of jiu-jitsu. And he was telling me that the psychology of jiu-jitsu and surfing is the same as well. That basically you're not using your own energy, you're using energy derived from other sources. So in jiu-jitsu, you're fighting with others, not with your own physical strength, but you're using their own strength against them. Same thing with surfing. In surfing, you're looking for the waves. You're looking for where there's already a disruption. You're looking for where there's already some level of change. You're looking for where there's already some chaos. And then you take your surf, you go there and use your surf to ride on that wave. So essentially, what you're doing is you're looking for challenges and then you're identifying what opportunity can I make out of this. And this is how to do in life and business as well. Okay, you ask yourself, where is there a storm? Where is there a problem? Wherever there's problem, there's solution. Wherever there's solution, there's value. Wherever there's value, there's money. Money follows value. Value follows opportunity. Opportunity follows problems. So embrace challenges. Okay. Chickens run away from storms. Eagles run towards the storms. They run towards the opportunity to fly. They run towards the opportunity to do different, to do better. This is how to do it. So embrace challenges. That's number 4. Look for challenges, look for problems. Today, I tell people in the last 3 weeks, we've done 10 million naira turnover in hand sanitizers. Why? Because there's a storm. Okay, and there's a storm. And when there's a storm, people have challenges, they want to do stuff. And guess what? That's a small number. Okay, if all of us in this community decide to do 1 million naira each, for example, in this group alone, we have done 102 million. Okay, it's as simple as that. So if we pull our energies together and our hands together and leverage upon opportunity, and all of us are doing just like 1 million naira in the opportunity, guess what? We can do billions quite easily. So embrace challenges. When it's going tough, it's not time for you to complain. It's time for you to find what are the intelligent things I can do to also participate and be a part of this. Number 5, test commitment before partnership. Okay, test commitment before partnership. Interestingly, eagles don't get a partner. They don't get to marry. The female eagle will test the commitment of the male one before any relationship starts. Okay, no ringing, no dinging. It's not only human beings that have those kind of philosophies. Eagles do as well. They test commitment before partnership. And I want to say this to you: if you're going to do well in life and in business, you need people. Okay, you need partnerships. You need people. You need to work with people who are going in similar directions with you. And some of them, your partnership will be beyond just mere friendship. Your partnership will go into, let us work together. You play this part, let me play this part, and let's do it together. So, for example, if you're going to join our community, we like to see that you're committed. And the test of our own commitment is say, pay this amount, pay this value, pay, to be a part of this community, pay to be a part of this. And if now your payment shows your commitment. And the highest level of commitment for us, for example, is about 1 million naira. You do 1 million naira, we say you are very committed. Okay, the eagle says, that's the ring there. The only reason why I'm allowed to kiss you now is because I can see the ring. So test commitment before partnership. Eagles do this. You and I can do this as well. And number 7, I think this is number 7. It says master change management. Okay, eagles have learned how to master change management. And how have they learned how to manage this? I think this is number 6. I'm not sure. How have they learned to manage this? How have they learned to manage change? So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is 6. The eagle realizes that life is all about change. The most profitable, prosperous time of their lives will be when there's change. So the eagles train their young ones with change. And that's the reason why the little eaglet or the little eagle could not fly, even though he had an inner call to join the other eagle and fly, because it takes process to learn. And it's by going through change and through change and through change that you become a master at managing change. In change, you need strategy. You need to be able to, have options. You need to be able to have a plan. You need to be able to work with a team. These are all key elements of what will make you work together with a good team, as a good team. So what do the eagles do? The eagles have a number of layers of what makes up their nests. In those layers, you have some of these on the rock. You have sticks. You have shrubs. You have leaves. You have dry leaves. You have them all arranged neatly so that the egg is in a comfortable place. So that when the child is born, when the eaglet is born, it is born in a comfortable place. But as it begins to grow, the mother realizes, you know what, I need to train this child to recognize the value of change and to be able to adapt to change. So the eagle goes there and scatters the nest. Literally, this is how eagles train. They go there and they scatter the nest. And when they scatter the nest, they make it uncomfortable for the eaglet to stay there. And the eaglet is now uncomfortable and is wondering what kind of rubbish is happening in my nest. I don't want to stay here anymore. And what are they doing? What is the eagle doing? The eagle is saying, look, I need to get out of that nest. They're not going to be in that nest forever. Some people stay in their parents' house until they are 40. The eagle doesn't allow that. It says you need to get out of this place. You need to move out, and start your own thing, do your own thing. Get out of this place. And the eagle gets out of that place, and the mother eagle picks this eaglet, takes it up to the clouds, takes it higher than it had ever been before, carries it high. And all of a sudden, this mother eagle drops the eaglet and allows the eaglet to crash to the ground. And as the eaglet is crashing to the ground and coming to the ground and almost going to the ground, and the eaglet is wondering, oh, I'm going to die. He tries to stretch his wings to see if he can catch the wings. He doesn't catch anything. He closes his eyes. He's crashing down on the ground and is about to eat the ground. The mother eaglet comes to the ground, swoops, comes under the eaglet and picks the eaglet up again and takes the eaglet for another ride into the skies. What's the eaglet doing? The eaglet is trying to train the eagle how to fly. Okay? It's change change, constant change that allows us to be trained, allows us to be skilled, allows us to be knowledgeable about all the things that we need to do. And then we stay comfortable in that knowledge and we're able to do amazing things. Eagles master change. You need to master change as well. Don't complain about change. Embrace change and ask yourself, how can I get things going better by virtue of my understanding of change? Okay. And then the last but not the least point, I say reinvent yourself. Reinvent yourself. If you can hear me today, please type it in the window, reinvent yourself. Or you can type it there, it is time for me 2.0. Okay, so that people that cannot hear will know that some people are hearing and they know that they need to connect their audio as well so that they can hear. Okay, every opportunity, every time there's an opportunity for you to reinvent yourself. Okay, there's an opportunity for you 2.0. Okay, for you 2.0. And what does that mean? It means there's a version of you today. That version of you today has not encountered change, has not encountered challenges, has not encountered a lot of adversities. Is the you before COVID-19? Is the you before the world had a number of calamities? Is the you before thousands of people died? This is a new you. And this new you needs new imagination. This new you needs a new beginning. This new you needs to think in abundance. This new you needs to have fresh inspiration. This new you needs to be creative. This new you needs to have advanced in learning, needs to have learned new things, become a better person, appreciated more things. U.0. And how does the eagle do this? The eagle, once the eagle crosses the age of 40, the eagle realizes at age 40 is where the eagles normally die. But this eagle realizes, if I'm going to have more life and a more exciting life, I need to die figuratively and rebirth myself. So the eagle, this bald eagle, goes somewhere into a solitary place where he stays for about 5 months. And in these 5 months, he removes his beaks, his talons, removes his feathers, cleans himself up, strips himself bare, goes through the process of regrowth afresh, and comes out a brand new eagle that is able to take another 30 years and grow to the age of 70. Ladies and gentlemen, our lives are in seasons. Our lives are in seasons. We have seasons. We have a season of preparation. We have a season of release. We have a season of fulfillment. And we have a season where we hand over from our normal selfish self to become a person who can serve others and add value to other people's lives. You and I need to reinvent ourselves. And one of the things that helps you to reinvent yourself is new knowledge, is new information, is new relationship, is new insights, is new possibilities. So ladies and gentlemen, if you're here today and you want to soar with the eagles, you have to renew yourself. You need you 2.0. And there's a question I like to ask in this training. And I'd like to ask you that question as well. And that question I'd like to ask you is, what practical things can I do post-COVID? Okay? What are the things you can do after this season is over? And I have a question I want to ask you, and I'd like you to answer that question for me in your chat window. COVID-19, did it create equality or did it create equity? Is it inspiring equality or equity? So if you look at the picture above, it shows you what equity or equality is. Equality is everybody's on the same plane, and some of us can see, some of us cannot see. Equity is all of us can see. Something comes around the chairs, the tables we have, only helps all of us to be at almost the same virtual space. So I want to ask you today, this incident that's happening around the world, is it making everybody enjoy equality or is everybody enjoying equity? Okay, and I can see equity is leading. I have 2 people who are bold enough to say equity. There are 3 now saying equity. Okay, so it means, for example, that the initial crowd here agrees that everybody in the world is on the same page. The people that have good healthcare systems realize that their healthcare systems only allows them to see. The people that don't have healthcare systems realize that their lack of healthcare systems also allows them to see. The people who have nothing realize that this particular ailment has created a scenario where everybody is almost at the same level playing space. So for the first time in our lifetime, we are seeing the world complain as if they were Nigeria. And no pun intended, okay? But everybody is complaining the same way we complain because we know we don't have enough hospitals. We know that we need a lot of development in this space. And I think it's bigger than even what's going on. What is going on is the world is realizing that there are spaces today in life where we are all equal and where we need to be our brother's keeper, where we need to help each other. Because guess what? It was amazing in France as they were clapping for Cuban doctors that volunteered to come and help them. If every society is not developing in time of crisis, nobody will be able to come to anybody's rescue. hate China for all you like. Maybe we've not gotten enough lessons from China, but guess what? China launched this disease before everybody, and there are some lessons from China about how China did it that is working for everybody else in the world today. So somehow the world is an equal space, and that poses a very interesting reality. Okay, so for example, America came up with a brief and said they're looking for doctors from everywhere in the world. What does that mean? It means if I'm a doctor anywhere in the world and I can prove I'm a doctor, suddenly the barriers to being qualified to practice in a different market have suddenly been lowered. Okay, have suddenly been lowered. Now I can also participate. Now I can also play a part. It means, for example, every church today, for example, is equal. It's not about how much of a space of an auditorium you have built. It's about how much bandwidth of internet you can access and how many people can reach you on the premise of that. It means every school is the same. The beauty of a school doesn't matter. Everybody's learning from home. It means, so it's in a way, this opens up a vista of possibilities. Okay, it opens up a vista of opportunities that we can leverage on and can count on. And I like a picture that I saw. I think this one is very funny as well. It says there's equality, there's equity, and there's capitalism. And capitalism says, come and get out of that place. I put a fence there. You're not supposed to be watching from the fence. Go and buy your ticket and go to the stadium. And it says, you know what? Capitalism is saying, you know what? These are freeloaders. All of these people who think they have equity, they have all kind of things. We need to build hospitals and let people be able to pay for the service. We need to, do business and let people be able to pay for their service. Capitalism says, you know what? I can block that place, go get a ticket, and your ticket makes you equal. Okay, but that's on a lighter note. So, ladies and gentlemen, in these times, there are things that we need to do, and I'll tell you one. The very first thing that you need to do is make sure that you are in good company. Okay, make sure you're in good company. Yes, there will be a recording for this, so it will be available later for those who cannot hear clearly. If you're a part of our community, these are some of the things you'll enjoy. So I'd like to encourage you. One of the things I'd like to encourage you to do today, as a starting point to more exciting times in the days ahead, is join our community. Join our happy community. If you can see the picture before you, you can pinch it out so that you can see the pictures clearly. You can take your finger on your phone and pinch it out. So your laptop, expand it. And what will you see? You'll see people wearing graduation hats and smiling. You see people dancing. Why are they happy? Why are they dancing? They are part of our happy community. Now, this is a community you can be part of as well. We do academies. We run academy, leadership academies where you can learn 1 week full course, ridiculously cheap for people who are members of our community. For people who are not members of our community, you pay a little more. Part of it as a commitment to test your commitment to join our community, and then you can enjoy much more after. Every face here is not from stock picks. They are real people having a fantastic time because they are part of our community. And what exactly does it take to be part of our community? Very simple. Our community identified the problem, found the solution, created value, and based on the value we have created, we earn and we enjoy phenomenal opportunities. What was the problem we identified? We identified the problem. It's a Green Monday community. Our community is called Green Mondays. We get to be paid on Mondays. We enjoy a fantastic time on Mondays. We realized that a disproportionate amount of Nigerians drink these agbos. They drink these concoctions that people carry on their heads that are not safe, no NAFDAC number, no approvals. They don't have quality, no expiry dates, no dosage. The person that is selling it doesn't look like the person is the person that should be selling a solution to other people. And effectiveness is not sure. We rely on the testimonies of a few people to say whether it works or not. The solution we found out was Africa also has potentials to make herbal supplements that have effectiveness. We can curate their effectiveness. Okay, they are safe and they are good quality. Okay, somebody says, I live in Canada, how can I help? And our community and grant solutions. Okay, Dr. Joby, please, after this meeting, just put a message in there. I've seen your message. I'll connect with you, and then we'll see what's possible and link up with the person I invited you to come as well, so that I can see how you can be part of our community. We need people from around the world. There's vacancy every city in Nigeria, every state in Africa, every city around the world. We like people to be in our community to contribute value. Okay, there will be other trainings we'll have. We'll get other people to come and train us, other people to come and speak on various things that they have expertise in. So we found the solution, and on finding the solution, we found that the market is huge. This market is $86 billion US. The market available in Nigeria alone is over $100 million of what is possible if we drive this over the next 5 years. The people who consume this in developing countries, in developed countries like Singapore, 70 to 80% still prefer to take traditional medicine. WHO has a charter on this that extends to 2025 of what the strategy should be, what the direction should be, and how this can be maximized. So what we have done as an organization is we found a solution, and we are building a solution base of a variety of products, bitters, supplements, variants, balm, disinfectants, hand sanitizers, body, hair cream, a variety of solutions to meet that market need, to meet that challenge. Now, in creating those solutions, we create wealth, we create value, and the testimonies we are getting from this is amazing. So the product list is currently about 10 SKUs and growing. And we have doctors, we have housewives, we have businesswomen, we have pastors, we have corporate professionals from around the world who are playing different roles. Dr. Jeron says it's an amazing range of products. I have witnessed too many testimonies. Dr. Jeron is in this group tonight. You can put a comment up in the comment section and say, I'm here. Mrs. Chinwe Chilaka is in Port Harcourt. She has used the products, she recommended to friends. It's amazing. Pastor Lere is in Jos. I just took a little bit of diversity of people in our organization, in our community, to say these are people that are sharing a number of testimonies and stories about what the product does. And of course, you have here Peace from Canada. So the person who is talking from Canada, we have somebody in Canada as well who you can collaborate with physically and see. She's in Toronto. She works in Toronto, lives in Winnipeg. So it's somebody you can collaborate and connect with as well. Here are a few testimonials from people. Okay, and what we do together as a community is we learn. We have trainings, we have development opportunities. And guess what? We also have the opportunity for people to earn and enjoy travel. All the faces you can see here on this page are people who qualified for travel. They earn, they're stockists, they are representatives of the company in different cities and different places. And guess what? They also get to enjoy an opportunity to tour the world together and have fun. So all of these are qualified to go to Dubai, and they're going to Dubai together as soon as the lockdown is over to enjoy a beautiful time together. So how can you be a part of our community? Okay, we test people before we do their commitments. Test commitment before you commit. We're looking for people who will partner with us, who will work with us in making this happen. I've shared with you how to soar as an eagle. The people who have made it possible for me to share this for you free of charge is the Green Monday platform. And they put this together. I'm the one pushing this and speaking here because they made this possible so that we can all learn and enjoy. They can invite their friends, and we'll do more. There are more trainings, more education, more development that we'll do from different professionals, from different people who can add value in various ways. So if you know somebody who needs to boost their immunity, who needs to stay healthy, who needs to somebody who has clocked 35 and wants to live a normal life, you need to be on supplements. You need to ensure, just the same way ladies do makeup, you need to make this up as well. And a test of commitment is 750,000 naira. I tell people, if you don't have 750,000 naira, then you can do less. But the real commitment I would like you to make is go for the highest. You can go for somewhere between platinum and VIP. Otherwise, you can start with bronze and build up gradually. Okay? We don't collect money from you. We give you more products than the money you pay. So immediately you come on board, you are getting value that can be profitable to you already as well. And then as a part of our community, from referrals, from sales, from the various things you can do in distributing for the company, you can earn phenomenal value as an extra. So all of these are extras, apart from the learning opportunities that are available in being a part of our community. And there are a few questions that people usually like to ask me, and I'd like to address them straight up. One, are you interested in doing this business without touching any products? Some people say, I'm not a selling person. I don't want to sell. I don't want to be carrying products all over the place. Okay, there's an amazing concept called drop shipping. You can drop ship. Okay, you can drop ship. And what does drop shipping mean? Drop shipping essentially means you don't have to touch any one product. You can buy the product, but don't pick the product. Leave the product with the company or with the company stockist, and then sell it online. And anybody who wants to buy can pay to you. You can pay the stockist and the stockist delivers, or the person can pay the stockist delivers and gives you the money, or you can pay to the company collects person's details, sends the products over to them, and then credits you with the resource as well. In either way, you can do this business without touching any product because we have an opportunity to drop ship. So drop shipping is possible. Somebody says, I'm interested in merely investing. I only want to invest in this. I don't want to do this seriously. I want to put my money down and I want my money to work for me. If that's all you want to do, we have an option for people who want their money to work for them as well. And it's called investments. Okay. You need to have millions and multiples of it. You put the money down, you don't do anything. It's an investment. It can be debt. It can be equity. Debt means I'm giving you my money. I want interest. I don't want stories. We have an option for 8 to 18% on equity based on the volume that you invest and on a few guarantees and the one that is placed on risk. And for equity, we're saying buy shares into this company. In 5 years, this company will be worth times 3, times 5, times 10, times 20. This is going to grow big and it's going to blow. The variety of products, every product that we are bringing out is a banger. Every one of them can do $1 billion turnover on their own. This is going to be huge and big. We intend to drive it passionately within and with our community as well. So guess what? You can be an investor. But if you say, I want to be a distributor, I want to be a contact person in one of our locations, I want to be a person to reckon with, a person that people can connect with and make friends with in every other space that they want to be in, then you can be a part of that with less than 500,000 naira. You can begin. And I say less than 500,000 naira because there are different levels. You can do more, you can do less, but that journey can start from there as well. So if you are there today before I begin to take questions, you can see Captain Reader here holding the bottle of Reader. Okay, we like to have fun. So forgive some of our pictures. They look like fun. That's what they are. They are fun. So if you have been here with me all the while and you have listened and you are excited about being a part of this community, can I have your yes in the window? Let's have a string of yes as I end the recording, and then I can take on a few questions for as many as want to have questions to ask. Okay, you can send emoticons, you can send your excitement, share it the way you want, push it the way you like. I can see those comments by the side. I can see yes, 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 yes. So I'm going to pause off for a while and then we'll end this.